Good morning, everyone, and sorry to cut off the music. But here we are. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Welcome to your Saturday morning Asatru Heathen Norse Pagan prayer service. My name is Ben Kowalski-Grek. I am a go-through with the Troth. Let's get started. Yeah, that's thank you, King. Yes, that's a fun one. I figure some people might need a little bit of a wah this morning. All right, just gonna say hello to the people who are here. Hello, people who are here. Hello, people who are coming in. I know it's 6 o'clock a.m. Central Time, but in pagan time, it's at, it's like still 5:45. Good morning. Good morning to anyone who is new, who has stumbled upon this, and who just wants to check out Norse Pagan Prayer for the first time. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to go through what we do here, how we go about this, the basic structure, and then we're actually going to go into it. So the first thing we do is education. So I'm going to talk about this thing over here, this threefold method thing on the right sidebar. If you can read through it, please go ahead and read through it. If you can't, there's a copy of it on the Troth website. It's just something I came up with. So if you're looking to say, like, which saga did this come from? Which runestone did you pull this off of? The answer is none of them. And also all of them at the same time. So it's a big synthesis of not only my own practice over the last 20 years and the things that I've learned by just practicing heathenry over the last 20 years, but also in the readings, in the studying that we do as Norse pagans. This is what I've come up with as the way that I pray, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. So don't take this as the way to pray. Just take this as a way to pray as developed by someone who is a Gothi and has practiced for 20 years. So again, one of the reasons we did this is because so often newcomer Norse pagans were hearing things like, well, we don't really know how people prayed back then. Well, how people can I see at least one person praying now? So that's sort of why we do this. So that first part's going to be education, saying where all this stuff comes from, where I got the idea for this. And then we're actually going to go through it together. We're actually going to do this together. You can follow along at home if you want to. Of course, I can't see you, so I'm not going to judge whether or not you're doing it or whether or not you're doing it right or wrong or whatever. I will put instructions up on the screen for people to follow along, the words, what we're going to be doing. So each and every step, you guys will be able to follow along if you want to. If you just want to stand back and observe and say, I wonder if this is for me, please. That's what we're here for. The third thing we're going to do is we're just do a Q&A. I'm a Gothi. People have questions about Norse paganism. I should probably be able to answer some of them. And I'm also president of the Troth, so I probably should be able to answer some questions about that too. So if you guys have questions about those things, I'm happy to answer them in the Q&A section. And of course, if stuff comes up along the way and I'm able to catch it in the chat, cool. The Q&A is just a spot where I'm actually going to be really focused on the chat and trying to answer questions. Whereas right now, we're kind of going through it. So if I catch something in the chat, I will try to answer it if I can. I'm permitting. Good morning, everyone. Oh, it's good to see some returning folks here. Thank you for coming back. And it's good to see some newcomers and new faces too. Okay. Let's get into the part about education. What is this? Why do we do this? Why am I dressed like this? Why am I sitting here? Why are we all sitting here? So the first thing we want to know, we learn about prayer. First question that I get asked about prayer is, which way am I supposed to face? Right, what am I supposed to be doing with myself here? Well, in terms of where I'm facing, you can see here, I've got an altar. There's my hand. I'm pointing at it. If you have an altar, you face that altar or shrine or icon of the gods. If you've got a place where that is, where you are, face that. There you go. Simple as. If you don't have those things, and I'm not gonna make you go out and buy them, you should not need to go out and buy something to practice this religion. That's not how this works. I will give you two directions. So there are two directions mentioned in the lore, and they're very brief. It's east and north. So I believe east is mentioned in Bede and north is mentioned in one of the sagas, or it might have been the Heimskringla, where people would face east or north. And these are two different people. I think it's the Anglo-Saxons facing east, and then there's like a village that faced north. Of course, there's contextual stuff here, but what I've done for synthesis purposes, I've just combined them together. And I say, look, if the sun's coming up, face east. If the sun's rising, face east. If the sun has set or is setting, face north. So sun coming up, face east. Sun going down or it's nighttime, face north. Okay. Next, after you've figured out which way to face, we then bless and hallow the space that we're about to use. Most of us are in spaces, to be honest, that are not all the time holy spaces. We don't have a designated church or a designated grove. Most of us don't. That is used for nothing other than holy purposes. The places where we worship are usually also our offices, sometimes our bedrooms, sometimes our kitchens, sometimes our playrooms for our kids. Our spaces are multi-use. So each time before we sit down to pray, we want to make sure that that space is set aside for us for worship, and we do that by blessing. Now, how do we do that? Well, old school, if you're out there, you know what I'm going to do. So the old school way of blessing a space was to do the hammer rite, which is to take my little fake hammer here. This would be a real hammer, and you'd point it at the north, and you'd say, hammer in the north, hail and hallow this holy stead. Hammer in the east, hail and hallow this holy stead. Or hallow and protect, or whatever. And you just go around the different cardinal directions, then you say hammer above, hammer below. If you are old school, that is just how you learned how to do it, and that's probably how you do it to this day. I actually know several heathens that still do the hammer rite. A lot still do. However, there's another way. And the other way that I've heard of, that I've seen, is usually like a candle or a torch, a little bit of fire, and you would bring it around and circumambulate the holy space, usually just chanting or saying something, singing maybe. If you look around me, both my hands are now touching like a wall or a desk. Okay, I do not have the space to walk around with a candle, right? I don't live on my palatial estate in rural Idaho with multiple square miles of pristine forest as my backyard. I apologize. Yes, I know. Worse tea than ever. But but what we do have, many of us just have a spot in our apartment. Many of us just have, what I have, which is like a corner of a basement. What do we do? What's for us to do? Well, one thing we can do take a little tip from our friends from the East. Our Hindu friends, our Zoroastrian friends, Buddhist friends. Easy as that. So what I do is I ring this singing bowl, ding this thing, or I ring a bell, or I clap my hands. Again, I'm not going to make you run out and buy a bell or a singing bowl just so you can pray. Okay. So, and I do that 3 times. So it's ring, ding, clap 3 times. You don't have to do all 3. Just one of the 3. Just pick one. Pick a bell, pick a singing bowl, pick clapping your hands, whatever it is. Do that 3 times. That blesses the space. Oh, questions? Watching your live a few days ago, and you were mentioning altars and the objects in them, and now getting all these. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like tracking bots. So one of our listeners is now getting ads constantly for buying altars and stuff. I'm sorry. I did not do. I promise you, I do not have a contract with a altar company. Yeah, for real. Okay. I just want to be sure. Okay, so after doing the ring, after blessing the space, we then bless ourselves. So I bow once towards the altar, and then I come to kneeling, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'll bow, and then I'll do a quick blessing of myself, touch my hand in my forehead, say bless my thoughts, hand in my throat, say bless my words, and then hands in front of me, say bless my deeds. That's my very quick blessing of myself. So holy space blessed, me blessed. Let's now get to the prayer proper. This is the question that comes up. What do we say during prayer? What language do we say it in? What is the Norse pagan prayer? The thing that I wish I could tell you is that I have something here, some secret prayer, some ancient piece of prayer that has passed down to us from generation to generation. I don't have that. No one does. What we do have, though, is a large collection of poetry from that era, from the written down by Christians, of course, but some of the poetry people believe dates back to beforehand. Like it was actually composed orally before then. And 2 verses from that poetry are ones that are very popular to use as prayer. That's the 2 verses from the Sigdrifamal. That's the ones that begin Hail Day, Hail Sons of Day, and then the one that begins Hail the Gods, Hail the Goddesses. So those 2 verses will be the verses that I'll speak, and then the next one, subsequent verses, what I'll call free verses, are going to be built off of that. And those free verses are going to be verses that I just kind of make up off the top of my head. And they're going to be based on whatever deity it is that I am worshiping or offering to, or whichever. Now, chat, if you've been here before, you know how this works. If you guys have requests, go ahead and please put them in the chat. If you're saying, hey, prayer to Thor, please, prayer to Freya, please, prayer to Odin, please, I will do my best to accommodate as many requests as I can. Please do understand, though, I've found through this that many of you have gods and goddesses that I have never heard of, even as a Goli, right? We don't have the Edda memorized. Some of you have gods and goddesses that, like, hey, could you say a prayer for this god or goddess that I'd never heard of before. So if it's the case that the god or goddess that you'd like a prayer for is more that they're more obscure, we'll say, please do put some information like why we are praying to this god and goddess, what it is about them that you feel, so that I can construct a verse better for you. Okay, so just so you know, most of these gods and goddesses I don't worship regularly. I only worship about 4 gods and goddesses. I usually only worship Freya, Thor, Freyr, and Njord. Those are the 4 for me. So I don't spend a lot of time with a lot of other gods. It's just these 4. So help a go thee out. After each verse, I will prostrate, and then full face down, hands down, come back up, say another verse, prostrate, and it'll just keep going like that until all the verses have been spoken. And after that, we're going to do a 1 to 2 minute meditation. I think of prayer as being a encounter of the individual with the divine. And so what I like to think about is holding this moment that we're having here, moment of encounter that we're having with the gods, and how we take that from here and bring that moment out into the world through seeking wisdom, through speaking kindly and truthfully to others, and through doing good deeds and healing deeds. So that's what I want us to think on during that meditation period, is how do we bring this moment of divine encounter out into the world. Then after that, I'll rise to my feet, I'll bow twice more, and then we'll talk, we'll chat. Okay, let's see. What requests do we have? We have a prayer to hell, prayer to tear. Freya, that. Thor, of course. For safe travels, sure. Odin. Fenrir. Fenrir's a popular one. Okay. Great. Thank you so much for putting in those requests. I will go ahead and get as many of those as I can done. If I miss one, I do apologize, but I will reference back to the chat to be sure that I've got everything. Okay, let's get started. Let me get the instructions on the screen. Let's go. Bless my thoughts, bless my words, bless my deeds. Feel free to sing along if you know the words. Hail day, hail sons of day, hail night and her daughter. Bless us, look upon us with kind eyes, as we who are patient find peace. Hail the gods. Hail the goddesses. Hail the ever-giving earth. Bless us with wisdom, kind words, and healing hands, lifelong. Hail Tyr. Hail the righteous Father. Hail the Lord of justice. Tyr, guide and protect us, all those of us who seek justice. Guide our society and our people, that we may seek the right, and that we may have the courage, as you do what is necessary to achieve it. Hail Hel. Hail to the gracious host. Hail to you, the keeper of our beloved dead. Hail, bless and keep safe our beloved dead. Show them the truest hospitality as we await the day that we join our hallowed ancestors in your glorious halls. Hail Freya. Hail to our joy of joys. Hail to the light bringer. Freya, bless and protect us, and bless and protect all the innocent victims of war, children. Watch over them, bless them, bring them happiness, and guide them home. Hail Thor. Hail son of Odin and of earth. Hail to our protector and our sustainer. Thor, bless us and protect us as we travel, we walk in the world, protect our steps, and keep evil from our path. Hail Odin. Hail to the fearless of death. Hail to the Lord of wisdom. Odin, bless us and guide us as we seek wisdom, true wisdom. As we wander, show us the true path. This is an interesting one to do back to back. El Fenrir. Hail to the Howler. Hail to the ones who cry for justice. Fenrir, may you bless and protect those who fight for justice, those who've been harmed. May your ferocity protect them. May no harm come to them again. All right, folks, let's get on to our meditation. Again, 1 to 2 minutes. Think about how we're going to seek wisdom, how we're going to speak kindly and truthfully towards others, and how we're going to do good and healing deeds as we take this prayer, this moment of divine encounter, out into the world. Thank you guys so much for joining me for that meditation. Let's stand, bow, and let's wrap up. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this morning's prayer service. Welcome back. Oh, wow. There are quite a few people here this morning. Thank you all for attending. Although I see most of the people came in towards the end. I'm kidding. Look, if you came in late and we're hoping to see this whole thing, yes, there's VOD. But if you're hoping to see this thing live, again, you will have another chance today at 8:30 p.m. Central, if that's more reasonable for you. I know that waking up at like 5:30 in the morning to get here for this is not everybody's jam. So if you guys want to come to the later service, that's okay. That's why we have two. No, assassin, be not sorry. Be not sorry about that. Yes, I have had it be the case where I have been incredibly late to this thing because I overslept as well. So it's super early for me, especially on a weekend, but I am so glad for those of you who do make it, and you know, from wherever you are in the world. You know, this might not be 6 a.m. This actually might be like midday for you. So I'm glad that you guys are spending a little bit of time with us. I do certainly appreciate it. Right after I said Thor, a big rumble of thunder near me. Well, I mean, what can I say? No, I'm not gonna take credit for that, but that is very cool. That is a very cool coincidence of things. Yeah, I'm not gonna take credit. Well, hello, UK. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, thank you for being here, and good luck on travels today. I hope that this service has done you some good. Yeah, please have safe travels. Ooh. Boy, I need coffee today. All right. Well, are there any questions? I should ask. I should prompt. Are there any questions, chat? On today's service, or Norse Pagan, also true, heathen questions in general? If you have them, great. I'm here if you need answers and stuff. Well, hey, first time. Well, I'm glad this was interesting. Hopefully it is so interesting that you stick around and do some yourself. But yeah, that's why we are here. That's why we do this on Twitch, and why we do this for the public is, you know, it's the way for people who don't know much about this or who have done this for the first time, see someone doing this, someone actually living the practice for the first time. You get messages every single time that you meditate in this service. I get nothing. It just shows you how different people's experiences are. But you know, that might be because of my own background. Like, my own background in meditation is, you know, I studied Zen for a really long time. So anytime a message, you know, or a thought pops into my mind, it's very much, and you guys who have a lot of experience with meditation probably know how this goes. Like, the thought pops up and you just go, oh, there's a thought. There it goes. Oh, there's a thought. There it goes. So that's how I would think. So like the messages thing, yeah, I suppose I'm kind of trained to ignore stuff like that. And it's just been like, oh, there it is, let it pass. What do you do if you are unable to kneel? That is a great question. So everything can be done, everything that I do can be done seated or standing, or however, the kneeling part, the kneeling and prostration is part of my own practice. You can do the whole thing standing if you want to. If you stand, if you can bow, if you can, you know, do whatever it is your body is comfortable doing, even if it's just sitting. That's why heathen prayer has become so is so diverse, because there's such a diverse number of people with such diverse bodies and abilities that practice it. So you can do this standing, you can do it sitting. You just would probably bow your head, like when stuff like that comes. I actually have a kneeling bench. Since I do a lot of meditation, I have a kneeling bench that I use for what the Japanese call sitting seiza, which is sitting, which is kneeling sitting. I have that, and that usually helps me. So if it's just a question of like kneeling for a long time, you can get yourself a bench, and that actually helps quite a bit. Which literature would I say is must read? Oh, you work in emergency services. Okay. Well, blessings on you, and blessings of air on you for the work that you do. Well, this is hard for me because the idea of must read is, I will say this. I'm one of the people that pushes back on the idea that this is the religion of homework and that you have to read certain books in order to practice. No, that is not what I think people should be doing. I think we do just as well by ourselves by watching others practice, by listening to others in the faith talk, people who've been at it a while. The people that I would say, the books, the old books that I would say to read, just for context and your own information, to see what other people are reading, is the Heimskringla. The sagas that I would read are Eyjarbygja saga